finish, well, their part. And now it's time to move on to the next team. And this is going to be an interesting one. We spoke about this, earlier as to what we can expect when we're watching these ladies in action. And very quickly, we aren't going to waste any time. Harish and me are going to run you through what's happening.
Yep.
So Thailand and Laos, of course, have finished their game, and it's Singapore going up against Indonesia.
That's
Now,
right.
this is another interesting battle. Neighbors, close neighbors, and more importantly, old rivals. We will get you, of course, acquainted with the teams in just a little bit. So let's start off first with Team Indonesia.
Yeah, Indonesia, as you can see, attacking on your left to right. We've got Judith, Anastasia, Pidit Ayu, Lestari, Octavia, Nurul Aini, Nurul Sifa, Kusuma Vasari, Andi Ria, Palasangi, Fitri Arumandi, Wardana Nupul, Farjin, Monique Adila, Shakira, Nadia Silvi, Koirunisia, Yesi Okta Sapi, and Salza Putria Mengshi. And this team is coached by Iswa Yoi.
So Team Singapore, of course, many of the ladies in there, very good mates of Harish as well. So it's Lily Sim, Nicole Tan, Amanda Ung, Samantha Theo, Victoria Chu, Perlin Go, Beverly Lim, Ong Pei Yi, Chong Hui Min, Tan Li Ying, Felicia Theo, Liana Ong, and Hazel Po. The head coach, of course, is Wang Hongzhie, or that's Rex Wang.
Just as you finished that, Indonesia was shown a yellow card for tackling Singaporean lady with just not being onside. I think the referees have been very consistent. We saw a similar offense and similar punishment given. Kudos to our referees. Shout out to all of them who've come down, some from far, some homegrown. But yeah, it's great to have you folks with us. Scrum now to Singapore. They've opted for the scrum, knowing that Indonesia's a lady shot. They want to take advantage.
We just spoke about her, didn't we, earlier? She's a feisty, well player, Samantha Theo. Team Singapore, well, did provide some very good moments in their earlier game.
Singapore looking real comfortable with the ball in hand. Some long, big passes off their left hand as well. Unfortunately,
they are exploiting the entire width of the field, aren't they?
Unfortunately, given a penalty, Indonesia on the attack. Thankfully, the Singapore defender was back then. Indonesia slowly make their way up. Singapore shutting down any Indonesian attack at the moment, not giving them any space, but a good step on the inside, and she's taking it up on the blind. Indonesia opting for a very short style of play where they're playing close to the ruck, compared to Singapore, where you saw were using the width of the pitch, Glenn, and a big double hit there. But Indonesia manages to offload that in contact. She's on the break. Great tackle there, great cover tackle, and gets her out in touch as well.
So Wardana, Murul, Fajran, well, just stopped on the tracks there. Excellent tackle that we saw coming in. And that was really, really amazing to see. Well, Chong Hui Min.
Chong Hui Min, once again, as I mentioned before, she plays for the BAC club. She's been playing rugby for about 9 years, and yeah, she was the one who gave us the fun fact of how she loves the karaoke. Singapore on the attack now in their own 22.
Well, as I said, if they really cap off the tournament this year, she'll be the one doing all the
singing, yeah.
The singing, yeah.
We definitely need to get her on air here to give us a taste of that.
She's actually an interesting player. She's, I wouldn't say she's as buffed as a lot of the other players, but she's very quick.
Yeah.
She's got the pace factor,
Singapore knocked back 10 off the penalty. Indonesia trying to catch them off guard. Samantha Teo holding her defender, but hands just as she got in contact, and Indonesia got the ball down.
Very impressive there from Shaiza Putri Amingshi.
Well, this is where the ladies from Singapore need to dig deep. We're closing to the end of the first half. you know, you don't want to be the team that concede another try just before the halftime break. You want to get back on the scoreboard, get that momentum, and come out the second half with all guns blazing.
I think it's an interesting start here for Team Indonesia
Oof,
as well.
conversion off the post.
So, well, we have seen some of the teams, you know, dominated by, you know, the better teams or the more popular teams. But here we go, Indonesia just taking this fight. I think they've seized the initiative fairly early. They've been quite physical, if you ask me.
Yeah, like I said earlier, they've been playing close to the rucks, you know, taking it up in the faces of the Singaporean ladies, you know, playing to their strengths, right? And that's as you should. Singapore there.
That's a really smart plan, just as you mentioned, Harish.
Samantha Teo with a switch back inside to a teammate. Little show and go there. Samantha Teo driving the legs. She's got 3 defenders coming. Can she make that offload? Yes, she does.
And that's Basil Poe.
Great support from Singapore. Advantage in favor to Singapore. Indonesia has a lady down. Hope she's okay. Medic's just coming on, but Singapore, hands on the wing, big fend, and she's over.
Definitely going to get through, and it's Ong Pei picking it up from, well, Liana Ong. Well, that was a fabulous run. We just spoke about that earlier, Harish. They've been really stretching the breadth of the field as much as they can, and they've exploited it. I think they've just realized that, you know, Indonesia's style of play could well be countered with that.
Great.
So spread yourself out.
Yeah.
You could do a lot.
Great try by Ong Pei, right, Glenn? So looking at her fun facts, you know, she's was actually playing hockey before she picked up the sport of rugby about 10 years ago. And, you know, she picked up the sport because she took it as an elective in university and has not looked back since. So good to see rugby being introduced in the education system here.
Well, unfortunately, Liana Ong won't convert, but I was just going to say this, well, Ong Pei, probably, you know, her mindset. Why use a couple of sticks when you can give somebody else stick on the field?
You've been around a couple of hockey tournaments yourself. How do you compare the ferocity and the athleticism of these ladies here compared to those on the hockey pitch?
Oh, it's an entirely different, you know, it's an entirely different mind frame. There's no doubt about it. In hockey, it's more about, you know, the stick-wielding magic that you have. And you can embark on solo runs. But rugby is so much of team involvement.
Yeah.
And it's rarely that you can do things on your own. You know, you need somebody in there to support you, to assist you, to pass it to you. Two very different sports. And let's not forget, you don't have a weapon. Your body is a weapon, you know,
exactly.
or a tool.
Talking about support, that's just what we're seeing now with the Singaporean team supporting their ball runners, being quick there on the rucks, but Singapore loses the ball in contact. And it is going to be an Indonesia scrum.
It's a very, very interesting situation that we are in as of now, Harish.
5 apiece.
5 apiece. I wasn't expecting that, actually. I'm happy to see it. I'm always you know, up for a game that's, you know, a game of 2 halves or a game of equals. So it looks like it's going to be the halftime.
It's halftime and the full half, all to play for. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes, folks.
Let's bring you back to the action right here at the Jurong West Sports Stadium. Well, no cloud cover that we had earlier. It's blue skies. It's been a very clear pitch, and it's been very clear about what the ladies in front of us will intend to do. Indonesia and Singapore both gunning for a win here, and the home team ladies well, have had, well, a bit of a challenge coming in from their neighbors. Well, good interception there by Team Indonesia.
Big hit there by the Singaporeans. As they say, Glenn, rugby is a game of two halves.
Well, it certainly is, and let's not forget that we've still got, well, so many more games to go. We are keeping to our schedule, and the reason for that is we did have to, of course, just take a slightly elongated break, which gave Harish and me both a bit of time to catch a cup of joe, something that both of us missed in the morning.
100%. But yeah, it's great to be out here watching some awesome rugby, both across the men's and ladies. Best rugby in the region out here in Jurong West.
And let's not forget, when you are in the zone with rugby, it's an entirely different story. So Team Singapore winning the benefit of this call here, and it's Liana Ong
taking the quick tap. Samantha Teo passing it on. Dummy switch there. Classic move, classic run, classic try in the corner.
Well, absolutely copybook, and we do know what Nicole Tan is capable of. She's a tough customer to deal with, holds on to her own, and that's another try. So Singapore now, well, surging ahead with the points.
Great try by Nicole Tan, who plays for the Wanderers Club here in Singapore. She picked up the spot about 7 years ago, and Glenn, she was actually in Dragon Boat before playing rugby. Can you believe that?
You talk about hockey and you talk about, you know, rugby sevens, and I'd say that still the field is a common factor. So yeah. Liana Ong unable to convert here, but
it's a different element altogether with the Dragon Boat and rugby.
It just changes the surface you're on. But I love Dragon Boat racing. It's just, I mean, it's a good viewer sport. Yeah,
but Nicole, you know, she's added on a little fun fact saying she's always in the good books with the referees. She talks to them, and and she claims that the referees like her as well. So
stay on the good side.
Stay on the good side of the law, of course.
The crowd loves her, absolutely. So
Indonesia here on the attack. Good strength there shown by Indonesia. Rucks formed. Ball's going out. Indonesia looking to swing it wide, but some good up-front defense by Singapore.
Just trying to figure out how much Indonesia has put into practice while keeping the ruck in mind and in focus. Yeah, you can see that literally in the way that they've been playing. And you mentioned that very early in the game, Harish. But
ball's out. Singapore seems to have it. Singapore, no rush to get the ball out. Ruck's been secured. And they go on the big blind. It's Liana Ong with a grubber through. Indonesian defenders there. Boom far. What a tackle and hit.
I think Monique Ardila doing well.
Singaporean defender off her feet there, unfortunately, but Indonesia with a quick tap and break into the hands of, that's Liana Ong again.
Well, who is more than grateful for that. Here's Samantha Teo. She's got to figure her way out. Gets Nicole Tan involved. Nicole Tan sending it to Faisal Pope. It's off now to Amanda Ong. Can Amanda make it through?
She was not held, which is why she released the ball, and let's see what the ref gives here. Penalty to Indonesia. I believe she was pinged for holding on to the ball, not releasing, not giving Indonesia a chance to win a turnover. And now Indonesia are attacking out from their 5-meter line. Bit of a slow start, momentum-wise, from Indonesia, but they seem to have a plan.
In the second period, I think, you know.
I mean, great line there, great offload.
I don't know whether this has actually been part of their plan.
I think they're trying to keep it tight and close. But yeah, still lots to play for here.
Well, once again, another try in, and they really are now, well, just stretching that lead a little bit. They do know how important it is when they're getting to that spot where they have to well, create some opportunities for the win. They haven't been lucky at all with their conversions here today. But having said that, it's been still decent enough from them.
But Singapore extend their lead, 15-5. Singapore look to kick off. Let's see if they can retrieve this ball.
Bro, you introduced them, yeah? So it's interesting here just to see how this is going to pan out. We're pretty much coming towards the well end of this encounter between well Indonesia and Team Singapore. And it certainly looks like there might be well something in here for Team Singapore. Well, they currently lead 15-5.
Opting for a very 15 style of pick and go right here. Can they convert the points? Oh, she's dived for the wrong line. White line fever, I call it.
Well, absolutely, isn't it? Haven't seen that all day. So Team Singapore, well, comfortably ahead in this one. Let's not forget that we are going to get into the next couple of matches, which will be our, well, final session, what we originally called the tea session.
And just a little introduction, addition to the commentary box, folks. We are lucky and grateful to have two amazing folks with us. We've got Dan Norton, as well as Chloe Delton here with us. Dan is a former England and Great Britain Rugby Sevens player. He's had the most tries scored in World Rugby Sevens history. Been to many tournaments, myself here in Singapore and Hong Kong, seen him light the park up. And we've got Chloe, who's Olympic gold medalist back in 2016 at Rio. She is, just as we're talking about, many of the Singapore ladies playing different sports like dragon boat, playing hockey. Chloe herself started off as a professional basketball player herself and is currently playing AFL. It's really awesome to have them here. So I would like